People are learning the electric slide now. That didn't know it before.
I think they just called me old. I think they really just called me old.
All right, Meg, another week of talking some WNBA basketball with you. And what is basketball without a little game of horse? So we're gonna go letter by letter, and each letter is gonna represent a different topic. So we'll have to answer each question. Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me. Let's do it.
So, starting with H, we're gonna do hyped team of the week. So Meg, what is your hyped team of the week this week in the WNBA?
I'm actually gonna go Las Vegas Aces. They were on a 12-game win streak right now. Asia Wilson is doing Asia Wilson things. She was playing at an MVP level. Chelsea Gray has also been playing very well as of late, and Jackie Young recently had a triple-double, if that's any indication of how well the Aces have been playing. I really think this is a team that people need to be taking seriously, and just for, I guess, a reflection of just how well this team's been playing. They were ranked 8th at the beginning of August, and by the end of it, they were in the second. They're ranked second in the league. So yeah, the Aces are on fire. They are definitely a team I'm hyping up this week. What about you? Who do you got?
So funny you said that, Meg, because we're starting off strong with the same answer. I was going to say the same thing. They're on this 12-game win streak. They basically won all of August, but here's where the cinemagic happens here, right? The last game that they lost was against the Lynx, and now the next game that they're going to be playing is against the Lynx. So they've been taking down huge, they beat the Dream twice, they beat the Sun twice, they took down the Liberty, which is huge. So I think I'm on the same plane as you, Meg, and gonna be keeping an eye on those Aces because they're coming up strong and they're coming up fast. So lots of good things to look for there. So moving on to O in our horse game, we're gonna do off-court moment. So give me a great off-court moment that recently has made you smile or made you laugh or anything along those lines.
So I definitely think you'll appreciate this a lot. My off-court moment is the Dallas Wings at the Minnesota State Fair. Paige Beckers had the time of her life. She was trying every possible food, anything fried, dipped, whatever. Like, she was trying it. And I kept asking myself, how in the world did she go in this very public place without being recognized? And sure enough, Paige has on a bucket hat, sunglasses, and her hair is tied up in a bun and like tucked underneath. And she's just chowing down in every video that they have posted. And I absolutely love that. Like, they look like they were having such a good time. And I was actually kind of jealous because that food looked good. Like, it was deep fried Oreos. I think Maddie Seegers had like pickled lemonade or something like that. Like, it was, or pickled tea, like something wild like that. But yeah, that was good content. It was wholesome content. Is that what you had?
No, I thought we were going to have the same. Mine also has to do with Paige, but it is different. But I will say I saw her selfies on Twitter of her eating each of those foods. It was hilarious. But mine was actually when Paige ran over to Dejanay and completely body slammed her before the Wings Lynx game. So I just thought that was so cute. And it just goes to show that they really did care about each other before Dejanay got traded. So that was my moment that I just thought that just made me smile. So Paige Beckers makes us smile this week. What else is new?
She was so cute. Like, she was super excited to see Dejanay, and she talked about that after the game as well, that like Dejanay just let her be the annoying rookie, and you basically let her like pester her, and that's how they kind of developed their relationship, which I thought was adorable. So I dig it a lot.
Super cute. All right, moving on to R. We're going with Rivalry. So what's a good matchup upcoming that has you ready to just lock in and watch that game?
So it's still gonna be Lynx Aces for sure. That's coming up. Like, that is the one that's circled. But I actually want to go back just a little bit because there was a game that also involved the Minnesota Lynx, but with the Seattle Storm. And the Seattle Storm overcame a 21-point deficit to come back and beat the Lynx on their home floor. I think that was just their second loss at home all season. And Skylar Diggins did the Lynx's celebration dance on their court. And if you don't know, the Lynx do the electric slide after every home win. And Skylar Diggins did that on their court after they won. Just absolutely diabolical behavior, but it's the playoffs. The playoffs are approaching, so I kind of expect that kind of, that kind of spiciness, that sort of thing. So if that kind of tells you what kind of, energy people are bringing towards the end of the season, I'm here for any of those like top matchups, especially if it's involving the Lynx, which is the best team in the league currently. So I'm here for that. Definitely here for this matchup coming up as well with the Lynx and Aces. It's Fee in Asia. It's a clash of the MVP candidates, which that is must see television. So cannot wait for that. That's the one I got circled on my calendar. What about you?
You are like the Lynx is that is it. Like it is just the Lynx. Just watch the Lynx for the rest of the season. I was going specifically with the Lynx Valkyries on September 7th, and obviously Lynx have already they were the first team to make the playoffs. But it's possible they might start to let their guard down a little bit. I know they've still been moving pretty fast, but the Valkyries are in full force right now. I feel like if they're able to take down a team like the Lynx, I mean, they're going to be one step closer to clinching that playoff spot. And I'm seeing them as really big sleepers, which, speaking of, that moves us on to S in our horse game. Who is your sleeper team as the regular season is starting to wind down and we're getting ready for the playoffs?
I feel like you're just reading my mind because it was definitely the Valkyries. That's what I've been thinking about. The Valkyries are a team that you just don't want to see at any point. Not only do they play like really sweltering, pestering, annoying defense, but they also punish you with timely buckets. And they do it really well from the perimeter as well. Like if you have watched the Valkyries at any point this season, they were just a hard-nosed, gritty playing team. Even as they lost players due to injuries throughout the season, that has not stopped them. And I really do think that they could become the first expansion team to make the playoffs in their first season. They've already broken the record for most wins by an expansion franchise in their first year. I definitely see them capping it off with a playoff trip, and I think that would just be fantastic. They are the team that you want to keep your eyes on, especially as we got these seeds still up for grabs, and people still needing to clinch playoff spots. Yeah, the Valkyries are my team that, don't sleep on the Valkyries.
100%. To add on to that, they obviously just took down the Fever, which isn't huge in terms of the fact that the Fever are so injured right now, and Caitlin Clark and Sophie and Sid and McDonald, they're not playing, but literally they have not lost to the Fever at all this year. They swept every single game that they played against them. And for playoff contention, they basically took it away from them with that win. So I think that that's huge for the Valkyries. And a fun stat that I saw right before we started recording is that Kate Martin is undefeated against Caitlin Clark on both the Aces and the Valkyrie. So the next time Caitlin sees Kate Martin on the court, she's going to try and take her down.
Did you see the clip where Kate she made a gnarly three. She just kind of tossed it up with a defender in her face, and there's Caitlin in the background, and she just looks exasperated. She just puts her hands up like, oh my gosh. Like, not only did Kate make the three, but it was an and one opportunity, and I just thought it was hilarious. Because you could just see, obviously Caitlin's still a competitive person, but like your best friend is over here dropping threes on your team, and there's nothing you can do but watch. And yeah, I just think that's funny. I'm sure they probably chopped it up after the game, but I just thought that was funny to see Caitlin back there like, really, Kate? Like, wow.
You just know Caitlin, it's killing her inside. It's killing her inside. So next time you see Kate Martin and Caitlin Clark on the same court, tune into that game because that's going to be intense. But to end off our horse game, we're ending with E, and we're going to do some extra entertainment. So the WNBA is known for its entertainment, both on and off the court. So what's something that has entertained you this week? And it's funny because you've already said mine.
I actually think it is Rickea Jackson's moment on the bench. If you haven't seen that clip, is Rickea Jackson. She's on the bench. She's like deep into thought about something, and then all of a sudden she has this like realization, right? Well, that kind of turned into a meme, and Rickea even responded, and she's like, oh, I can't solve a problem in peace, like, right? And it's just so funny because it's probably the WNBA's version of the like famous Alonzo Mourning clip where he's on the bench and he's like, well, you can see he's like thinking out a problem in his mind. It's exactly like that. Those are the type of stuff that I think is just funny because it was a moment that probably only lasted a few seconds, but is now turned into meme potential, which I think we'll probably continue to see for the rest of the season and even past this as well. So what do you have? I'm curious to hear what you got.
You said it earlier. I could not stop laughing at Skylar Diggins doing the electric slide after beating the Lynx. I mean, that is like the iconic Lynx thing. They're always doing the electric slide, which also there was one time I actually saw after the Lynx posted like the video on Instagram. I'm assuming a young person commented and said, "Oh, I love this dance. I'm gonna have to learn it." And I was like, "Oh my God, I feel aged. People are learning the electric slide now." That didn't know it before.
I think they just
But
called me old. I think they really just called me old.
yeah, so that's our horse game. Super, super excited for the playoffs to be coming up soon. But Meg, thank you so much for playing.
Of course, this was fun. We gotta do this again. And I don't think I missed on any letters. I'm so proud of myself. I'm proud of you. Like, I think we nailed it.
We did. Nailed it, Meg. Nice.